Alright, hey guys, it's Nemo. So today we're going to be talking about how to make a coconut house for a aquarium tank. So this one is in my 20-gallon red cherry shrimp tank, and it's basically half a coconut with a little opening broken into it. And your invertebrates and snails, and especially my shrimp in this case, can go in there, as well as small fish. So yeah. So I'm basically just going to walk you through the steps of how you would do this and how you would make it and how you make it safe for your aquarium. Alright, so the first thing you need if you're going to be making a coconut house is painfully obvious. Coconut. So in this case, I'm going to be doing two different things today. I'm going to be doing one of the same style you just saw in my 20-gallon shrimp aquarium, where I'm basically going to be taking both halves of it and making little huts. So here you can see it's a pretty good sized coconut, and the line that runs across it is, I like it. Like, it's pretty even to the point where I could, if I break it just perfect across the middle, where the line is, I could have two pretty good sized halves that would be pretty good for an aquarium. This one, however, has one side where the line just like cuts up like this, so that this side, this half of it would be really, really small. So in this case, I'm going to be doing a different form of it. I'm just going to be doing a little coconut house, in which case I'll have it just sticking out like this, just like that, I guess, for you guys. And then the front, like top of it, this little piece will be broken off like from here in front. So hopefully it'll be like a little cave that the fish or shrimp or whatever can go in the back of. But so the bottom will have a coconut and the top will have a coconut, and then they can like go in and out of it front and back. So it won't be like a top half of it and then a bottom half like flipped. It'll be like a frontwards type thing with like a little cave. So now I'm gonna try to break those coconuts open and do that. So first off, if you haven't actually ever broken open a coconut, you're gonna want to be careful, and you're gonna want to always, you know, hit your holes in the tops of them. So I just use handy dandy hammer and a nail, or in this case a screwdriver. I think a screwdriver works better for this because it rips out more of it, because you want to make your holes as big as possible. And so you just hit your screw into it like this, and into these like 3 holes you can see at the top, and then you just drain it, in this case, into a little bucket. So yeah, you can keep that and drink that if you want to, but I'm not actually going to eat these coconuts today. I'm just trying to make these houses out of them. So now I'm going to try to break them open. Basically, for the one where I'm making the 2 little houses like we just saw, I'll be using a flat edge screwdriver. You can see it's flat on top, and just hitting on along the line of it all the way around, trying to break it even. And then for this one, I'll be trying just different pressure points just around the one side I want to chop off, and trying not really to go along the line, but to just break off just a little chunk of it at the end to make like that little house we were talking about. So let me try to do that, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so just finished breaking out my coconuts, and well, I got these two. These two came from, oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so anyway, these two came from the same, like these were one coconut, right? So this was the one I was planning on breaking in half completely. It worked well. The coconut's actually not that bad. I will eat little pieces of it probably, but yeah. Alright, this is the other one that I was planning on making a little hut with. This is nasty. Look at that. That is so gross. Okay, anyway, so this is like totally disgusting, but so I won't be eating that one, but yeah. Overall, this one actually broke pretty even as well. So I'll probably just be making 4 houses out of these today, instead of doing my original plan of making a little like mini cave, almost like a bigger cave out of this one, because it kind of broke pretty evenly, as you can see. So yeah, just be making 4 little houses out of these. So now we're gonna go over to the sink and we're gonna be cleaning out the shells that we just broke apart for our coconut houses. All right, so just give me 1 second. Okay, so basically for this, we're just gonna use scissors and a spoon. If you want to actually keep all this stuff in here, I guess you can kind of just do it with a spoon and put everything away in a bowl and everything. But otherwise, I'm not actually gonna be keeping anything, so I can just like scrape the stuff out. So this stuff is kind of like totally rotten and nasty. So this comes out like really easily. Just kind of, yeah, that easily. It's kind of really, really gross. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out over here in my trash can. Ew, gross. Okay, so now we're just left with the shell like this, which I'm just gonna scrape up in a minute and clean out like that. And then there's the second one that I can easily scrape out and finish up like that. Ew, ew, nasty. Alright, so getting the coconut stuff out of these two has actually been a lot harder than I thought it would be. So basically, I think I'm just gonna get my parents to eat them or something like that. Or actually, I can even just put them outside in my backyard overnight or something and tie them up obviously somewhere so they don't like, get taken away. But the squirrels will probably eat them, so yeah. But so, I'll just continue doing this video with the two that we've already partly cleaned out because just cleaning them out would probably take me a good like half hour and I don't really feel like doing that right now. So yeah, if you're gonna get coconuts and try to do this right away with coconuts, I guess it is easier to get rotten ones, I guess. So listen for the ones that don't have a lot of water or juice in them because that means they'll be more nasty like that and easier to clean out. But I don't remember this being that hard last time I did it, and I know it wasn't rotten like those. So I don't really know. I guess these are just really hard. So yeah, I'll end up cleaning those out later and doing these later. But right now we're just going to concentrate on these two and finish up with those two. Alright, so let me put these away. Alright, so now we still got these two that we're working with. So I'm just going to use some hot water right now to kind of clean them out and scrub them out. Okay, so now you can see we've pretty much gotten most of the stuff out of them. Turn the water off 1 second. Yeah, so we've gotten all the coconut debris out and we've kind of scraped them up a little bit. So now we're just going to have to dry them off. And then I'll show you guys how I get rid of the top of this stuff, this hairy stuff that you have on top. That can actually be really harmful to your fish and everything. And it's just deadly because it can get caught in their gills. Cleaning out the inside of the coconuts, and now we are ready to basically sand the outside of the coconut and get it ready to be in the tank. In order to prepare the coconuts to be in the tank, we want to make sure the outside of the coconut won't be harmful to any of our inhabitants in the tank. So as you can see right now, there's all these like hairy things on the outside of the coconut which can be harmful to fish and like scrape them up like I explained before. So I'm basically going to use some really old sandpaper and some scissors to kind of trim the outsides and make them not only look better but also be safer. So first I just go with scissors and I cut anything that's like the really big pieces, like these things. You can kind of rip them off too. Just take them off like this. And I cut the outsides too. Any of the big ones, kind of you could just cut them off. Just like this, going around the outside. And just rip off any pieces that are remaining. So just like that. Kind of rip these parts off. All the extra like fibers that are on there are just like not needed and can hurt your invertebrates or other fish. So you just keep taking them off. Right, so now that I've taken off part of these at least, I can just start sanding it down. And so you just go with your sandpaper, sand it off. Alright, so now I've finished pretty much sanding down the coconut shell. I pretty much stop just before it starts getting all black and everything because actually under all this brown covering, the actual shell, like the hard inside shell part, it just looks black, kind of like the inside. So I just stop just short of that. So you still see some things on the outside, but most of them aren't sticking up. See, I can see a few more things kind of sticking up on the outside. So you just got to pull those off, but those aren't a big deal. You just want, for the most part, you want it to be smooth. And then I also sanded down the insides over here to make those a little bit smoother and make sure that my fish or my shrimp wouldn't like tear their gills on the sides of them or anything like that. So just sanded down the outside too. And then just gonna leave a little bit of this brown coloring, although I made sure there weren't too many big things sticking out that could hurt anything. So yeah, so now we're gonna be making the door part of it. So you basically just like pick a side and hit it, I guess, with the inside of your, with the back side of your camera. So this is pretty much the finished product at this point. So originally I know I was gonna do just one little cave like that, well, one cave and then one of those bigger type structures, but the way the coconut decided to break off, I guess, was that I was gonna have one whole like rim side break off. So I basically just used a little spare piece of coconut right over here, and I propped it up because if I take this piece off, actually, like, it limps down because of the weight of the coconut on top, and then it has weird like little tiny mini entrances on the side and just doesn't look good. So I'm actually gonna end up putting it like this in the aquarium when I get around time to putting it in there. And so yeah, I think it looks pretty good actually. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I just like use a little spare piece of coconut that I hit off, and in order to make the opening, I just used my screwdriver and my hammer, and I just like hit pieces off of it until it chipped away to this form, and then I just added that last little piece in right there, and to make it perfect. So yeah, so right now it's just propped up without anything. It's just kind of like hanging in there. So I might use a little bit of silicone or something like that, or even like hot glue. You can use hot glue with things going in your aquarium as long as you let it sit for about 48 hours. And you use, of course, non-toxic glue, which I don't even know why you would use toxic hot glue to begin with, because I think it'd be bad for you. So yeah, non-toxic. Anyway, so I might add hot glue to that, but before I do anything else, I have to let the coconut shell sit in water for a few days, and that's actually going to take out all the harmful toxins that might be in there that are just naturally produced by a coconut. So in order to do that, it's pretty simple actually. We're just going to take the coconut and just like a bucket, which that bucket already has something in it. So here, grab one of these buckets. Put the bucket in the sink, rinse the bucket out real quick. Rinse that out. Okay, so 1 second. Alright, so you're basically just going to want to let the coconut shell sit in a bucket of water for a few days. And so all you do is put the coconut shell in there, just weigh it down with something if you have to, but oh no, it sinks, so never mind, you won't have to do that. So yeah, so you'll just let the coconut shell sit in here, and for however many days it takes. So basically every day or 2 days or something, once the water becomes cloudy as the toxins leach out of it, you empty the water and you fill it back up with new fresh water. And so you do that for however many times it takes until you can leave the water in there for about a week, or like not even a week, just a few days, and there are no toxins that come out. I think this took me about a week last time I did it, so just leave it in there 2 days, switch the water out, 2 more days, switch the water out, 2 more days, switch the water out, and you should be just about good. And then at that point you can just put it straight into your aquarium, like the one I have here. And it can be an awesome little shrimp hut or coconut hut or whatever you want to call this one, because it's not really a cave at this point. But so yeah, so you're just going to need to let it sit in there for a few days, otherwise it'll leach toxins into your aquarium. So yeah, at this point I think I'm done with this video. Showed you guys how to make a cute little coconut hut slash type cave thing. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. Feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe, do all that good stuff. And so here's just another look at the finished product. There you go. See ya, bye.